So today we're going to learn about respecting the intellectual property of others. So this is going to cover the basics of quoting, paraphrasing, summarizing, and citing your sources. So he may tell me what they think quoting is.
When you take a phrase from someone else and put in,
What are those called?
I know what they are. It's just I don't know what it's called.
Quotation. What?
Marks.
Quotation marks. So you're taking somebody else's stuff and you're saying it verbatim, like that's what they said, right? Okay. What about paraphrasing? Anybody know what paraphrasing means?
I feel like I've done this before. I'm not entirely sure what it is.
Okay, so paraphrasing we're going to learn about. So paraphrasing is when you take somebody else's stuff, basically, information, words, and you rephrase it in a different way. Okay? So basically you can condense it down a little bit, paraphrase it. Okay? Summarizing. Anybody know what summarizing is?
It's when you...
Hold on. Let's let Abby answer in the back.
Taking like a giant paragraph and summing it up to like a shorter...
Exactly. You're right. You're taking a bigger, long work of something and you're going to condense it down to maybe, 5 to 8 sentences? We'll call it that. And then also citing your sources. So most of y'all have experienced citing sources in your English class so far. Yes? Where you have to do the author's name and then the name of the article, whatever, stuff like that. Okay? So, what happens when you use someone else's writing and do not give them credit? So this is our main question. If you do not give them credit, what do you think will happen, guys?
You get in trouble.
You get in trouble? Like what kind of trouble?
Isn't that illegal for this type?
Yeah, it's illegal. What do you think a college would do if you were writing a paper and you used somebody else's work and claimed it as your own?
They would give you a 0.
Well, that and
You can get sued.
then you can do that and
Kicked out.
kicked out. They'll kick you out. You're done. Okay? So that's what I put on here. When using another scholar's information or information that is not your own information, you must correctly cite it according to the particular style that your teacher wants you to use. Okay? Colleges have been known to expel students from their institutions because of not giving credit to the sources and is considered stealing. You're stealing their intellectual property, which is like their thoughts and stuff. Okay? On a larger scale, some researchers and companies can take the matter to court. So like what Leah said, you could possibly get sued. Okay? So moral of the story, what does it say?
You must always cite your sources.
You must always cite your sources. Okay? So, I've already mentioned this word once. What is another word for stealing another person's thoughts and ideas? Plagiarism. And I even put a picture. See? It's a thief. They're stealing the person's intellectual thoughts. Okay?
There's another word called piracy.
Okay?
I just,
Why do we cite our sources? Why do y'all think we cite them? Just off the top of your head, why do you think we do?
So we don't get in trouble.
Well, you don't get in trouble. Well, but plus, if it's not yours, then you really do need to give credit because that person put in the work to be able to do that, to put that information out there for you to be able to use and to learn from, okay? Why we cite our sources, okay? So, we already reviewed what we thought were, or y'all thought that quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing mean. So here's basically a breakdown of the definition. Most of y'all pretty much hit the nail on the head as to what they are. Quoting, when you're using somebody's words exactly the way they're written. No changing the way it's written. If it's written a certain way and the grammar's wrong, then you leave it like that. That's just the way it is, okay? Paraphrasing. When paraphrasing information, you take the information from the source and condense it for better clarity into your own words. You paraphrase often when you are writing an essay or completing a research project. So y'all have written quite a few essays in your school years, back when y'all were in middle school and stuff like that. Y'all started doing that writing process a little bit. Okay? And then summarizing. When you summarize a text, you are writing about the main points of a text. So you're basically condensing them down, kind of like Abby said. You're hitting the high points. What format do I use to sign information? There are many lots of styles to cite. However, the most famous ones are MLA, which stands for the Modern Language Association, and APA, which is the American Psychological Association. Okay, those are your two main ones. MLA format, when you're writing papers in English, mostly English classes, and other humanities disciplines, stuff like that, is when you're going to use that. APA is used primarily in the field of psychology, anthropology, sociology, and any teaching field. So education majors, stuff like that, we're required to use APA format when we're using research in our papers and stuff. Okay, so those are the two main ones. Okay, here's an example of what some of those look like. Now the font's not correct, that's on my part, but we're not going to go with the font. But this is the general format of how you would put everything in. MLA example, you put your author's last name first, author's first name second, and you put a comma in between. Then you put a period at the end. Punctuation is very important in these citations. Some instructors will take off points if you do not do the citations correctly with the punctuation. Yes, that is a true statement. Okay, so you have to put a period there. Okay, after that you put the title of the book or title of whatever, and if it's a book, then you put it in italics. You italicize it. Also put a period at the end of that. So period after name, period after title. Then after that you put publisher and then a comma. So it's not a period, it's a comma. Okay? And then you put the publication date after that, and then comma, and then the page number or the page numbers that you used. And at the very, very end of the end citation, you put a period. Okay, that's MLA. APA is just a little different. It's not that bad of a difference. Okay? Same format. Author's last name comes first, put a comma. Author's first name. Okay? Then period at the end. The little thing that's a little different with APA is you put the year that the publication was done right after the name. So like the year that the publication was done was like towards the end of the MLA format. Well, here it's at the beginning. So, and you put it in parentheses also. So you put them in those little parentheses, and you'll just put like 2023, 2019, something like that. And then you put a period at the end of that. Then after that comes your title of the book or title of your source. And that's also italicized with a period. Page numbers, period, publisher, period, and then a DIO. I don't remember off the top of my head what DIO stands for, but it's a certain code depending on when you get your paper published and stuff. Depending on what program you publish it on, they will give you a DOI code, which you will use. It helps access it quicker. Makes it find it on the internet and stuff like that. Okay. Okay. This is a very real life example of one. So in English class, y'all wrote an essay not long ago, and you had to use. This is one of the stories that you read and you used in your essay. So the story name is Rules of the Game, and since it's a shorter work, I put it in parentheses, or not parentheses, quotation marks. I don't italicize a shorter word like a short story. Only when it's a book do you italicize it, okay? Okay? But once again, the author last name comes first, so her name's Amy Tan, so you flip it around, so it's Tan Amy, period, rules of the game, in quotations, with period. The title of the book that it came out of, or the container as they like to call it, My Perspectives English Language Arts, okay? Comma, the publisher is SAVVAS, which is the publisher of the English textbooks that y'all use here at school, or SAVVAS Learning Company, excuse me. And then you don't put a period at the end, you put a comma. 2023 was when it was purchased, and then PP, which stands for page 63 through 73. And this is in the correct font, just FYI. I did this one in correct font for you. Okay? Punctuation is very important. I've already hit on that. Okay, so this is it. So for the assignment portion of this lesson, you will be creating two MLA templates. So kind of like this. You're going to be doing this. And you're gonna do one for a book and one for a website. One for a book and one for a website. And this will pertain to the essay prompt that you were given in English class, okay? So you're gonna do one website and one book in MLA format, and then I'm gonna make you do at least one APA, the same source. So like whatever website you choose, you're gonna do one in MLA, and then you can do your one APA that I'm requiring you template in on that same website. But yes, it will look different because they're two different formats, okay? So that's how we're gonna do that. And you're gonna do that on Google Classroom. It's already in there already, and y'all can get your Chromebooks and work on that, okay?